What's up, Army? Welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to share this space with me. I hope you're doing well. I have something to talk about today. Not really a reading. It's just something that's been on my heart and mind. And you can take it or leave it, but I feel like it's important to put out there. So, if you notice from the title, that's what we're talking about. Who's attacking me? That's not really my question, but it seems to be the question for a lot of people. And I want to start off by reading you a quote. I wrote it down so that I don't forget it. I heard it on Instagram. I think it was last week. I shared it on my story. It was just this guy talking, and he said, "The biggest flex in today's world is the ability to think clearly, sleep deeply, move slowly, and live quietly in a world that's designed to prevent all four." Don't let that go over your head. And then I want to follow up by the Prince quote that I say all the time. There's a war going on. The battlefield is the mind, and the prize is the soul. We live in a world that is constantly feeding us information about how we are, as humans, are being attacked. It could be in the spiritual community. There are people telling you that there are entities attacking you, that there are family members attacking you. There's black magic to be afraid of. It could be on the news talking about the conditions of the world and how everything seems to be going to shit. Everything's expensive. Everything's this, everything's that. You can go down the rabbit hole of food where everything is poisoning us. You can go down the rabbit hole of the government that all they're doing is trying to control us. There are many rabbit holes that any one of us can go down. And there's only one thing that all of these things have in common, and that is fear. And fear will rob you of your peace and of your sanity. There's a very fine line between awareness and paranoia. And going down any of these rabbit holes that are being fed to us through any source of media will rob you of your peace. It's important to be, let's just narrow it down to spirituality, because that's what we talk about here, right? That's where we live on this channel. And it is important to be aware of the fact that people do dark magic, and that not everybody has the best intentions, and that there are dark entities. That is real. That is absolutely 100% real. But to live there, to constantly be questioning who's attacking me and where is it coming from, and why do I feel this way, and what it does at the end of the day is rob you of your power and place it in the hands of somebody else. To go back to the Prince quote, the battlefield is the mind and the prize is the soul. Everything that we do, that we react to, that we believe is a result of the thoughts that we feed. And these dark entities that people use to send out their magic and their curses and their spells, what they do is get inside your mind and tear you down from the inside out, using thoughts and emotions and feelings that you think are your own. Self-criticism, self-doubt, fear, anger. That's not to say that these things are wrong, right? It's the shadow. It's all part of healing. But it's the awareness of your own thoughts that wins the battle. It's the choice of what thoughts to feed and what thoughts to dismiss that wins the battle. If we sit around and think about all the different ways that we're being attacked, again, it takes away our power and makes us a victim. And every day we have the choice to either be a victim or to take back control. I said the other day in the reading that I did, nobody has control over your life but you. Do you believe that? Or are you giving your power away to other people, places, and things? Let's take me, for example, on two different levels, right? 2 years ago, my channel was monetized. And shortly after I hit 1,000 subscribers, it came to a screeching halt. And there's two ways I can look at it. I can lose my mind and try and figure out somebody's attacking me, somebody's blocking my channel, somebody doesn't want me to be seen, but what am I feeding? I'm feeding that narrative. I'm feeding that belief. Or I can look at it like, well, realistically, I'm not a slave to this shit and I refuse to be. I post when I want to post, and maybe I don't post often enough to gain any kind of traction. That's my choice. It's about taking accountability, and it's about perspective. Again, I'm not saying that people do not spiritually attack. Do I believe that I was spiritually attacked in April of 2021? Absolutely, 100%, hands down. There is nothing that anybody can do to convince me otherwise. But I also recognize my part in it. I recognize that I left myself open, mainly because I didn't believe that that was real. I didn't believe that people would actually want to do that. Call it naive, call it whatever you want. I didn't think that was a real thing. I learned that it was, and how bad it can be. But they got to me through my thoughts. I wrote down different levels of accountability. What was I going to say? Combat, I don't know, whatever. Okay. So I left myself open and I made myself an easy target. How did I do that? Okay. I was not in control of my mind and my thoughts. I was high all the fucking time. Triggered all the fucking time. Feeling like the world was against me all the fucking time. I trusted all the wrong people based on appearances and not their energy. I trusted that certain people, because of how they appeared in the world or how they chose to show up in the world, that it meant that there wasn't anything going on behind the curtain. I learned real quick and real hard that appearances ain't shit. I was focused on everything outside of me. I was ignoring my own intuition. I was putting other people's opinions over my own. All of these things. I was living in fear of rejection. instead of recognizing the importance of my own boundaries. And I was in the headspace of constantly criticizing myself and making everything my fault. All of these things put together made me an easy target. So whose fault is it? Whoever it is that attacked me, or my fault? The answer is it's both. Are these or whoever this is that attacked me then, are they still attacking me? I don't know, and I don't care, because I refuse to live in fear of anyone and anything. And that's the point of what I'm saying. Everything is about perspective. And when we look at the world from a viewpoint of how we're being attacked from all angles, and we feel like there's just this battle that we can't win, we perpetually live in a victim mentality. And the only way to take your power back is to flip it. To not care what other people think about you. To not give anyone else that power. To say, maybe they are attacking me, but it doesn't matter. If whatever you believe in, God, your higher power, your guardian angels, your spirit team, whatever you want to call it, if you believe you're protected, then that's all there is to it. I saw a reader once talk about how she collected her own fingernail clippings from the nail salon because she didn't trust that people wouldn't use them for spell work. Is that awareness or is that paranoia? And then there's perspective. We only have control over our own lives. We have no control about how other people view us. There can be two people looking at me, and this person might think I'm fucking awesome, and this person might think I'm an asshole. And you put them in a room together, and they can sit and debate forever. But the truth is, they're both right. They're both right. Because I'm not flawless. And sometimes I am an asshole. Straight up. I know that. And it's important to recognize that about other people. Again, awareness. You take the awareness, you do what you need to do with it, and keep it pushing. Could there be somebody out there that can't fucking stand me? Sitting over I don't know what, doing I don't know what, because they want to ruin my life and they hate me, and they probably, they won't be the first, and they sure as fuck won't be the last. But I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm not going to focus on that. What you focus on grows. And that's not what I want to feed. So, who's attacking you? The answer is everybody. But what are you going to do about it? Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that, right? So you see a world full of darkness. What are you going to do? Live in fear? Stay in the dark? Or shine your light and give people some hope that not everybody's a shitbag? Another point I want to make is I am to everybody else what I need to be. And vice versa. People reflect to us what it is we need to see in ourselves. Everything that is outside of you exists within you. So if somebody triggers you, it's not about that person. It's about, why did it trigger you? What is unhealed inside of you that they've been able to trigger you about that? The person who thinks I'm an asshole, maybe I needed to be. Maybe they need to see why I was an asshole. Or maybe I was having a bad day. Or maybe I'm going through my own shit. Or maybe they triggered me. Other people's actions are not ever about you. Let me clarify that. Other people's actions are about you in the sense that they are reflecting to you what needs to be healed, because it's your reaction to other people's actions that shows you what needs to be healed. If they piss you off, if you decide to hate them, if you go on like some kind of like vengeance rampage against what they did to you, there are so many gray areas in what I'm saying, and I recognize that. So before I keep talking, I just want to say that the point of what I'm saying is that it's important to maintain control of your thoughts and your emotions, and to look at yourself before anything and ask the question, is this fear or is this love? Am I choosing fear or love? Those are the only two choices in every moment of every day. Am I choosing fear or am I choosing love? And I've said this a million, trillion, bajillion times on this channel. But that's it. If someone is hateful towards you, do you choose to hate them back or love yourself? You don't have to love them. You don't have to love people you don't like. But choosing to detach from somebody else's actions and love yourself in all the ways that they didn't, that you can do. Choosing your own peace, that you can do. And that is more powerful than anything anybody can throw at you. We can look at the world and be afraid of the government and be afraid of food and be afraid of witchcraft and be afraid of all these things and just live in fear and then get sick and blame the world, right? In reality, living in fear suppresses your immune system and leads to illness. So that's the real thing. What is your perspective? What is your viewpoint? Do you recognize that nobody has more control over you than you? That nobody has power over you unless you give it? Do you recognize that living in fear of anyone and anything gives them the power over you? Even if it's fear of rejection, fear that somebody doesn't want you, fear of losing somebody, losing something. There's a Yoda quote. What is that quote I'm getting in my mind right now? Let go of everything you fear to lose. Something to that effect. Because we have no control. People leave. People die. Shit happens. And we can hold on tight and live in fear of that. Or we can let go and let people be who they're going to be and worry about your own lane, worry about your own side of the street, take care of yourself, love yourself, nurture yourself, heal yourself, take accountability, look in the fucking mirror, because everyone outside of us is a mirror. Again, there are a lot of people that have a lot to say all over the place. I don't care what platform you're looking at. I don't care what channel you're watching. I don't care what news station. It doesn't matter. Everybody wants you to stand with their opinion. It's wrong to eat meat. It's wrong to not eat meat. It's 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 wrong to be a Democrat. It's wrong to be a Republican. It's wrong to do this. It's wrong to do that. Everybody has their own argument and their own valid points to their own argument. But where do you stand? Because the world and their viewpoints and the fear will tear you the fuck apart if you don't know where you stand, if you don't know what brings you peace, if you don't know how to keep control of your thoughts and your emotions. The world will rip you to shreds with theirs. Do these things exist? Yes. Is there shit in our food that can make us sick? Yes. But is that what you're focused on? What you focus on grows. Does spiritual attack exist? Yes. Are there people out there calling on dark entities that other people don't even think exist? Yes, 100%. But where are you? Are you living in fear of these things? Again, there's a very thin line between awareness and paranoia. Awareness of people and their dark magic and whatever weird shit they do in the dark corners of the earth is important. But to make it your main focus and to live in fear of it only gives them power. The most important thing every single fucking day that you do, if you do absolutely nothing else, is to pay attention to your own thoughts. Pay attention to what you are feeding. Pay attention to the thoughts that you feed yourself are just as important as the food you feed yourself, if not more. You gotta pay attention to what you are choosing to water and nurture. And if it is not your own self-confidence, your own love, your own beliefs, your own, like, as selfish as this may sound, you are number one, because you cannot love anybody if you can't love yourself. You cannot forgive anybody if you can't forgive yourself. You can't trust anybody if you can't trust yourself. Like, what's his face? Cat Williams will say, you are your star player, right? Something to that effect. That's it. That's it. You keep your side of the street clean. You worry about your ripple effect on the world. That's all that matters. What anybody else does or thinks about you, as long as you know you're good, as long as you know you're not trying to do harm to other people, as long as you know your fucking hands are clean, that's all that matters. Everybody else's journey is their responsibility. Take care of you and your mind, because that is the only thing that has the potential to change the world. one light at a time, one healed person at a time, raises the entire consciousness of the planet. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. You don't win the war by fighting. You win it by healing. Take what you want from that. But I felt I needed to say it, and I hope I didn't jump too much all over the place. It's a lot longer than I thought it would be, honestly. But somebody needed to hear that. And I'm going to leave it there. I hope you got something out of this message. And if you're still with me, you already know you're a fucking real one. I'll catch you guys next time. You're beautiful. I love you.